Hi everybody. So I'm actually going to do a very sweet treat. The girls are not going to get this again probably for a very long time, possibly St. Patty's Day, but this is a Philadelphia treat. The Irish potato. It is a candy. It has nothing to do with actual potatoes, and during St. Patty's Day, this can be actually found in grocery stores in our area, in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, I believe Delaware. I'm not sure how far around the area Irish potatoes actually go in the stores, but I'm going to share you a great recipe. So they do have a shelf life in the stores only because they use a dairy-free like whipping cream or some kind of like a frosting that's shelf safe. The ones that I make need to be refrigerated because they're made with cream cheese. They're very, very heavy, a few of them at a time, but yeah, so I'm making this as a treat for, we are headed up to Massachusetts soon, and our Massachusetts family has never had them. So I'm gonna make them so that we can bring them up there, and before we leave though, the girls are gonna try one, all right? So let's get to cooking. All right, so we're just gonna go over the ingredients. We have 4 ounces of cream cheese that's been softened. I like to use the Philadelphia cream cheese, but I don't think it really matters. A 1/4 cup, which is a 1/2 stick of butter, softened. 4 cups of confectioner's sugar, which is also powdered sugar or 10x sugar. 2.5 cups of flaked coconut or coconut flakes. We have a tablespoon of ground cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, let's put our ingredients together and see what we got. All right, so we are going to put our softened cream cheese. I probably should have opened the packages to make things go a little bit easier, but that's okay. Put our softened cream cheese. I'm going to use my KitchenAid mixer rather than handheld beaters. You can use handheld beaters as long as you make sure to get it beat really, really well. So our cream cheese, which has been softened like I said, and our softened butter. I'm going to put that both in there. See if I have my spatula. Of course I don't. Grab that, it's in the dishwasher. So you want to have a spatula on hand, just for scraping down the sides of the bowl. So we're gonna put this down and we're gonna mix it on, you know, a pretty decent speed until it's smooth. And I'm gonna speed that up in the video, hopefully, if I can figure out how that works. All right? Okay. Now it looks like it's pretty well beat. I'm gonna scrape most of it down and do it again, just to make sure that it's all combined really, really well. Now if you're, you know, hosting a party, this is very popular around St. Patty's Day. So if you're hosting a party, you know, feel free to double up the batch. They are extremely, extremely sweet. So a few of them is probably all you can handle, but they are so yummy and so tasty. All right, we're gonna beat it again and I'm gonna speed it up. Okay, so that's all nicely mixed up. Make sure we get everything down in the bottom. So there's no real idea on where the Irish potato came from. It was definitely made in Philadelphia, as far as the history of it goes. in the 1800s, but nobody knows exactly who came up with it. So that's a really strange kind of dynamic there. So now that this is all beaten till smooth, we are going to stir in our confectioner sugar and vanilla. So we're gonna put this in, and I'm gonna actually hand mix this just a little bit. You can do it a little at a time. See if I can get it all in there. But you don't want to put confectioner sugar in there and not, you know, hand stir it a little bit, because it will actually puff up into a giant, huge puff, and you'll have powdered sugar everywhere. So funny thing about this powdered sugar, so I do the curbside pickup most of the time for most of my groceries, and I go through ShopRite, which I'm not sure if you have that in your area, but the ShopRite in my area, I put in that I wanted confectioner sugar, and you look it up and it shows you everything that they have. So they had confectioner sugar, so I added that to my cart, and when I got to ShopRite, they said that they no longer had confectioner sugar. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. What kind of a grocery store runs out of confectioner sugar? So I got into, you know, a little argument with them. I said, there's no way that you had a run on confectioner sugar. You know, it's got a pretty long shelf life, and not everybody's baking this time of the year. It's summertime. So I went in the back, and I unpacked the children, the girls, went inside, and sure enough, what did I find? I found confectioner sugar. Only it was labeled powdered sugar, and in very, very small print, confectioner sugar, and in even finer print, 10x sugar. So if you end up having that situation, just go in the store. I guarantee you they'll have it. So we're gonna beat this on very, very low speed, just so it doesn't puff up, and we'll fast forward it. So now that, also don't forget to lock your KitchenAid. I completely forgot. Now that it's starting to get a little bit more mixed, you can speed it up faster and put it on a higher speed. You can see that most of the powder has gotten mixed in there. So we're gonna put it on a higher speed, and I'll fast forward it again. Okay, now we're gonna scrape it down the sides. We're gonna mix it again, because at the very bottom, I do see some confectioner sugar or powdered sugar still stuck to the bottom. So we're gonna scrape it all down with our spatula. That's the one downside of the KitchenAids. It seems to always be in the way. And it seems to not really get things right in the middle on the bottom. So I'm just gonna try to get it to stick to some of this. So this is extremely sugared. So that's why when I do serve this to the girls, it's really gonna be their only one. If they like it, maybe around St. Patty's Day, they'll get one if I make them again. I don't always make them. I sometimes buy them in the stores. Sometimes I don't even buy them in the stores. I just go without. But they are so yummy, yummy, yummy to have, especially if it's a once a year treat. All right, now we're gonna mix this again on a pretty decent speed. Don't forget to lock your KitchenAid. Otherwise, this top could come off. Okay, so it is very smooth. It smells so good. I love the way vanilla smells. They say if you're trying to sell a house, put a very small amount of vanilla in an oven-safe bowl and just bake it. for a few hours, and it will make the entire house more appealing. So there's a fun fact for everyone. But I do love the smell of pure vanilla extract. It's a very lovely smell. So now we are going to mix in our coconut. And again, I'm gonna lock it, and we'll fast forward. Okay, so that is all nice and mixed up. So we're going to scrape it all down. I'm going to scrape it down the sides just to make sure that that coconut's really mixed in there. It looks like it is. All right, so I'm going to scrape this all down the sides. I'm going to grab a sheet pan, a baking dish. I may mix this actually one more time. And I'm going to, yeah, we'll mix it one more time. And then I'll grab the sheet pan baking dish, and I'll show you how to roll them. Let's mix it first. One more time. Lock it and mix. All right. So now I definitely know that this is very mixed up. I can see the coconut throughout it. And scrape it all down on the sides. Get this guy off of here so we can scrape it a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna get my stand mixer out of the way, and we'll be back and I'll show you how to roll it. All right, so we're back. I'm gonna show you how to roll them. So you just wanna grab a small amount in your hands, and you just wanna kind of roll it so that it's tiny. I'm gonna do a little bit less because they are very, very sweet. And you want to make it kind of look like the shape of a potato. And then we're going to just put it in the cinnamon. We're just going to roll it around in there. Now you can do it a second time in the cinnamon after it cools. So I've put parchment paper on my cookie sheet. Because they are going to go in the refrigerator. These are no bake, so you don't have to worry about turning an oven on or anything like that. And it's okay if you get it a little cinnamon on your fingers and it gets on the inside. It's totally fine. So these are about an inch long. But they look kind of like, once they're covered in cinnamon, little potatoes, which is why I guess they were called Irish potatoes. So the history behind it is kind of funny. I was trying to find out who invented, like who thought them up, because I don't know, being from the area, I just assumed that everybody had Irish potatoes. And it was actually a friend that made a post. She's now living in, where is she living? I don't even know where she's living right now. She travels all over the place. She may still be living in New Jersey. But a girl I went to high school with, she said that she was surprised that Irish potatoes were a Philadelphia area thing. It was a little big, but that's okay. And she asked Facebook world if anybody that has moved out of the area, if their friends and neighbors had Irish potatoes and if they saw them in the stores. So me being married to somebody from Massachusetts, I asked his entire family, had they ever heard of Irish potatoes? I just realized I may not be doing these potatoes on the stream. Hopefully I am. I get to talking and I forget where the camera is. So yeah, I asked his entire family if they'd heard of Irish potatoes, and they all thought I was talking about actual potatoes. And I said, no, it has absolutely no potato in it. It's actually a very sweet treat. So come to find out, they had never heard of them. Now my husband's had them just because, you know, he's moved here for me. And, you know, I've bought them at the store and given them to him, and, you know, he enjoys them, but I don't think he goes out of his way to get them. It's just kind of tradition for St. Patty's Day. And, yeah, but his family has never heard of them, so that's why I'm making these. The girls are sleeping, as you can see in the background. I'm going to bring them up to Massachusetts so that his family can try them. But I asked his entire family on Facebook and nobody had heard of them. So that got me to thinking, where did they come from? And so my stories get a little sidetracked if you can't tell. So I go digging, trying to figure out, you know, if people around the world knew about them. And come to find out, there's very little known about the Irish potato. So what I did find out was they were made in the 1800s in Philadelphia. And nobody really knows why, but it was made around St. Patty's Day, and they're thinking maybe it was a bakery that had a whole lot of maybe coconut or cinnamon or all of these ingredients, and they had no idea what to do with it. They had a, you know, surplus of it. So maybe they rolled them up into little balls and covered them in cinnamon and said that these are a St. Patty's Day treat. And somehow the tradition caught on, and now in Philadelphia you can find these little treats only around St. Patty's Day. They're in stores, they're in bakeries. I have not seen them outside of St. Patty's Day. I did, however, we do have a bakery called Chocolate Face. They make really, really yummy, yummy cupcakes. And they do make one, I think you can request it, and she will make an Irish potato cupcake. So it's got the cream cheese frosting. It's a vanilla cupcake with cream cheese frosting, a little bit of cinnamon on it, and in the middle of the cupcake is an actual Irish potato. So I'm not sure how she does it, but it's absolutely fantastic. And I have ordered that year-round. You know, for parties, birthdays, I usually get the chocolate face cupcakes, or at least I used to. Christmas time, instead of doing, you know, a Christmas pie or anything, I've gotten cupcakes before. Christmas is also my mother's birthday, so yeah, so I've gotten the Irish potato around Christmas time, Irish potato cupcake. And but I've not seen in stores any of these cupcakes or treats. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked again. I have not seen any of these Irish potatoes in stores year-round. I've only ever seen them on St. Patty's Day. So I'm going to continue to roll these, but now I'm sure that you've seen me roll plenty of them. So if you're still here, thanks for listening to my crazy stories and our crazy traditions in the area. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator for 10 minutes. And that's when they can then be eaten. I mean, you can eat them now, but they're very soft. But after 10 minutes, you can put them into a container. Or you can roll them again if you want them a little bit darker. You can roll them in more cinnamon. But they do make quite a lot, so our Massachusetts family, I hope they like them. We're going to be giving them out to everybody. It'll be a little Irish treat for the Italian family on Labor Day weekend. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day, and if you want to see the girls trying one of these, they're only getting one, no more than one, there's too much sugar. I really don't even want to give them one, but I feel like I can't make something and not let them at least try it, so one's not going to hurt them. I'm going to probably give them one of the really small ones, and they might not even want to eat it. I will probably give them, maybe I'll give them some toast with cream cheese and cinnamon on it. That's kind of similar, only it's bread. But yeah, so I'll put that link though in the description. So if you want to go watch them try one of these along with something else for a snack, it'll be down there. I'm also going to put the recipe in the description. So this way you can look at the recipe and make sure I got my ingredients right, because I did in the Japanese curry recipe. I did accidentally put too much butter in the roux and not enough flour. Or maybe it was just not enough flour. But I somehow misread that recipe, so double check my work. I'm not used to filming myself making things, so definitely check the recipe, double check me, make sure I got it right. I triple checked myself this time. And I've made these before, so I knew what I was doing. So yeah, I will say goodbye now. And I hope you do make this. It's very easy, like I said. And you know, it's a really good treat. So if you have a holiday coming up, a birthday maybe, make them and hand them out to your family and see what they like. See if they like it. All right? So I will see everyone later. Thank you again for watching. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.